Thank you, Julia. Welcome, everybody, to Recovery Dharma. My name is Josh, and I'm one of the facilitators here at Soul Center out of Spokane, Washington. And this is one of the parts of the internet that doesn't suck. Last night we were talking, and in our shares, a lot of the topic of social media came up, and it became kind of a running theme for a lot of the shares. And it was super timely as I was having a conversation with my wife earlier in the day, um, just about how miserable the internet seems to be designed to make people. I think it's an intentional thing that makes us good customers and or products, but it's it's not all bad. Um, you know, this is a prime example of the internet being used for good. Um, And this month here at Soul Center, we're studying the topic of um, the first step along the Noble Eightfold Path, which is commonly uh, referred to as right understanding or right view. Julia has reframed in her special way as being curious. Uh, and so thinking about right understanding, um, it's as part of the Buddhist practice, right understanding is sort of the recognition of the Four Noble Truths. Um, Wrapping your head around this idea that there is suffering, there's cause of suffering, there is a way to end suffering, and there's a path to get there. And this is the first step on that. And Julia, again, in her wonderful way, has rephrased suffering as discomfort, making it a little more palatable, a little more tangible, and a little more, you know, the 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 idea of suffering versus discomfort. Discomfort can be really, really bad, um, but it can also be just an annoyance. And we as human beings pretty much guaranteed to get our share of the full spectrum. Hopefully we spend more time in minor annoyance than terrible suffering, but whatever it is, it's just part of the deal. We're here, we're going to get it. Um, but it's not permanent. Nothing is, right? But as I was thinking about that and thinking about that share, thinking about the internet and how uh, it contributes to suffering, the negativity that extends outward from media, especially online media, we can counter that with our positive energy. Uh, this idea for me of this Buddhist practice uh, that I've really learned only since taking this recovery voyage. Um, Oftentimes, I conceptualize it as this inward facing path, something that I'm doing for myself. But the opposite is also true because everything that we're doing here as a recovery program for ourselves, we're also doing for the world around us. And it's this opportunity to, engage in this practice in a way where, as much as it benefits me, I hope that it benefits you. I hope that it benefits my family, my friends, my neighbors, um, people I don't know. I feel like it does because I definitely can say with certainty your practice benefits me. Um, what I get from the meditations, from the shares, from just listening to stories, I always walk away better than when I came here. And uh, that does not mean that I don't bear witness to suffering. You know, there are times when I leave here with tear stains on my cheeks, or, my stomach feels bad because I've gotten to share in other people's suffering. But it's a hell of a lot nicer than wallowing in my own suffering, being alone in that way. So, you know, thank you all for being here. Um, New people, I invite you to come back often. It's a really good group we've got here. I put together a little meditation. If you would like to join me, I will invite my bowl to ring, and I will invite you to find whatever position of comfort works for you. Sit down, lay down. If you want to take a walk, even drive your car. If you're not walking or driving, you feel comfortable closing your eyes, softening your gaze, go ahead. And just bring your attention to your breath. Start. Take a nice deep breath in and a long exhale. Don't force anything. Just let it fall into a natural rhythm. Steady flow in and out. And as you breathe, settle into your body. Feel yourself supported by the earth wherever you're in contact with it. Put the rest of the world aside for a little bit and just come to this moment right here. Now, bring to mind the first step of the Noble Eightfold Path, right understanding. This is the clear seeing of how things are, the recognition of the Four Noble Truths, the understanding that life involves discomfort, that causes of discomfort can be known, that release of that discomfort is possible, and that a path leads the way. And allow this clear seeing to settle in like a small lamp in your mind. Steady, warm glow. And now imagine this lamp coming to rest in the center of your chest, a gentle, bright light, not a harsh light, more like a candle flame, warm, comforting to look at. It's a wise light that perceives with kindness. And as you breathe, notice that each breath causes the light to brighten slightly, illuminating not only your inner landscape, but also the space around with you. With each inhale, notice the light glowing a little more brightly. With each exhale, notice that glow extending and expanding outward. And as you breathe, notice how right understanding is not only a way of comprehending yourself. Picture that understanding as a spring of clear water at the center of your being. This spring is the clarity that knows the truth of discomfort and its causes, and it overflows naturally. With every breath, the water rises and spills gently outward in small streams away from you. See those streams flowing beyond your body. They travel like little mountain rivers, carving soft channels through the earth away from you, bringing cool water to thirsty roots in the soil. Each little river carries the warmth of awareness and the coolness of compassion. That clarity of understanding is not contained within you. It moves outward as a gentle current. And as that water flows, imagine it encountering others, people you know, people you don't, animals, trees, small villages, towns, cities, the whole web of life. And notice that wherever that current touches, there's a slight easing. A withered leaf brightens and fills up, becomes dark green. A tired face softens. A small animal takes a drink. With this water spreading outward, you're not taking away another's path or removing their lessons. You're offering relief, a contact of sanity, of compassion, caring. This right understanding, like clear water, reduces the sharpness of discomfort by seeing it clearly and offering presence. Now, picture yourself on a high point, looking down at a wide valley at the dawn. Notice mist hangs low in the valley, and the sun's rim just appears over the horizon. This valley represents a whole world of living beings. And picture from your center the light of your lamp and the cool water spring spreading outward. Imagine that lamplight becoming as bright as the sun's until it becomes the sunlight itself. And that warm sunlight is understanding. And that cool water is compassion made visible. Picture these moving outward in an ever widening circle until the whole valley is touched by both the light and the water. And as you breathe, sense the intention behind the outward movement of these. You recognize that discomfort is present in others in the world, and you allow your insight and goodwill to reach outward without clinging, without overpowering. This is a clear, respectful offering. Imagine this offering as seeds carried on a breeze, small, simple, but alive with potential. Each seed of understanding you send out carries the possibility of easing discomfort somewhere. A seed lands, takes root, grows into a plant that shades and cools the soil. And as you breathe, with each inhalation, gather clarity. With each exhalation, project it outward. Inhaling, you know the reality of discomfort. Exhaling, send ease out to ease that discomfort for others. You're not removing responsibility from others, nor are you attempting to fix everything. Instead, you're just embodying the wisdom that sees causes and offers skillful means. This outward projection transforms inner insight into compassionate action. Invite an image now of a forest after a rain. The soil drinks the rain. Sap rises in the trees and the plants. The air is washed clean. Your understanding and your intentions are like that rain. They enter the ground of the world and quietly change conditions. The creatures of the forest do not all notice at once, but life becomes a little less tense. The birds sing a little more freely. The stream runs a little clearer. Moss feels softer to the touch. And all these small changes accumulate. Now widen your visual field to include not just the valley or the forest, but the whole planet. The streams from your center, multiplied by the streams of many others, flow across oceans and deserts, over mountains and cities. Your offerings meet the offerings of others, some bright, some dim, some small, some large. And together, they create a network of light and water. Where these networks meet, relief is stronger. See the web of intention and compassion cradling life with gentle steadiness. Bringing attention to your breath. Inhale and take in that clarity. And exhale, sending that ease outward. Send it to a neighbor, to a stranger, to all living beings, human and otherwise. Let the light and the water that you send be honest and humble, neither seeking praise nor expecting results, just trusting that even the smallest offerings can change conditions. And as we come to the end of our meditation, bring that imagery back to your little lamp in your chest, that little spring of water. Notice how your light and your water remain present, available to you throughout the day. And know that right understanding is not a mere thought, but a lived quality, a clear perception that naturally turns into care. And as you gently come back to the room, carry with you the quiet confidence that your clarity can be a source of outward ease. Namaste. Thank you, Julia, and thank you, Lo. Thank you, everybody. Really an honor to be able to speak to all of you when I get to on these Tuesday nights. I love seeing you guys. I'd like to close this out with a dedication of merit. May the clarity and compassion cultivated here radiate outward to relieve discomfort wherever it arises. May all beings, near and far, known and unknown, be touched by understanding and ease. And may this practice contribute to the awakening of hearts that reduce harm and multiply care for the world. Namaste.